It is a cold son of a gun in South Texas today. We are experiencing single-digit temperatures tonight at 5 degrees Fahrenheit. That just doesn't happen. It hasn't happened in my lifetime, but here we are. 50,000. That's a pretty solid number. I was planning on making a more interactive milestone video or something to celebrate, but unfortunately I just don't have the time. My studies have been keeping me really busy lately, but I still wanted to do something for you guys as a way to acknowledge the fact that without you viewing my content or liking it or commenting on it or what have you, then 50,000 is a number that wouldn't even be considered on this channel. So as a half-assed way of saying thank you, I asked you guys to send me some questions for another generic and lazy Q&A because I couldn't think of something more creative or entertaining. I answered as many questions as I could, and I swear to God that this time, this will be the last Q&A on this channel. I said in the 10,000 subscriber Q&A that I wouldn't make another one of these videos, and that most of you aren't here to see this type of content, and I get that. That hasn't changed. No one cares about the life and times of Joe Blow the video man, they just want the content. And I do my best to give you that content with no strings attached. But this video is just an easy way to get you guys involved with something I make. So, here you go. We'll start with the most important question that has confounded mankind since higher order thinking has awakened within our minds. How are you today? I am doing great, thank you for asking, and I hope all of you are doing good too. Waffles or pancakes? I say pancakes, hands down, because if you know how to make them right, they can have the same textural variety as a waffle with a crispy outside and a soft inside. You can get really creative with pancakes too, because you can make savory ones, you can make sweet ones, and you aren't restricted to what can be crammed inside of a waffle iron. If you could fix one thing in TF2, what would it be? I would fix the matchmaking system. The current system does not readily facilitate balanced games, so it's just not fun to play. The casual matchmaking system prioritizes ongoing games that are in need of new players, which, more often than not, are one-sided games where a team is getting absolutely rolled. Players on the losing team abandon the game, leaving slots open, so the matchmaking system throws new players into an ongoing roll. Typically towards the end of a round, the rolling team continues to roll, and then the match is over. Rinse and repeat. Fix the matchmaking system to make matches more balanced, and I think the game would retain more players. I'm sure the expected response was, oh, they gotta fix VAC, oh, the cheaters are a problem. But that's something Valve needs to do anyways if they want to keep making money off of the game. So I would expect for them to do that at some point in the near future. What would you think if Valve removed random crits except on Melee? Or would I like it if it was gone entirely? I believe that random crits have no place in a game like Team Fortress 2. They don't promote the skillful development of a player, and they unfairly reward good players for being, well, good by unfairly punishing players that they are currently beating. A middle-of-the-road option, like keeping random crits on Melee only, wouldn't be a good solution either, because it doesn't solve the problem. A player would still have a one-hit kill option on Melee to fall back on, whenever they wanted, instead of using their Melee as a last resort, as intended for most Melee weapons. I'm sure you've all encountered that one sniper or medic that just whips out their Melee and one-shots you because you got too close. They do this because they know that they are more than likely to get a random crit. Anyways, plenty of statements have been made about this already by people who have better constructed arguments on this than I do. Unfortunately, I don't think Valve is ever going to remove random crits. They have no reason to. Random crits have been an integral part of the game since launch, and they've never been a significant hindrance to the game's performance over the years. So I think they're here to stay. And I don't really mind that either. Simply put, random crits are painful and they suck, but they're also kind of fun. Kind of like eating spicy food and then dealing with the repercussions coming out the other end later. What is your favorite class out of the 9 classes in Team Fortress 2? Why did you start creating content in the first place? And what are your thoughts on chicken nuggets? It's hard to answer this first question without saying, hey, this is my main, please only associate me with this one class. Many people ask if I main a class or if I used to main a class, but I really don't, and I never did. I just play whatever I feel like playing, and my selection usually gravitates between most of the classes, depending on what my team needs. That being said, my favorite class is the Demo Man. I get the most satisfaction out of the game when I play as Demo, Medic, Pyro, Heavy, Soldier, the other ones, but only the Demo Man can charge at other players with a giant sword and smack their goddamn heads off. So, the Demo Man wins for me. Why did I start making content? Primarily college boredom. I was playing TF2 a lot and saw how much fun other content creators were having with their videos, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do that too. 9 years later, and here we are. And I like chicken nuggets that aren't pink paste. Preferably real pieces of chicken that are well seasoned and, you know, not factory glue. Can you do a weapon review on the Brass Beast? I think it's a really good weapon, but is also really hard to use, like the loose cannon. I don't think I can contribute any form of decent analysis on the Brass Beast that merits anything more than this short response. For now. It all boils down to positioning and timing to make the most use out of the Brass Beast. It's certainly the most situational out of the miniguns because you have to wait for the right moment to jump spin up around a corner and mow everybody down. The usual tactics with heavy just don't work with this minigun because you move so slow. This makes the minigun less forgiving in that if you screw up your timing, you're pretty much guaranteed to die as a sitting duck. Whereas with any other minigun, you can spin up and down more often and move if you are spun up, allowing yourself to escape or reposition if needed. The 50% damage resistance while spun up and below 50% health doesn't help that much either when you can't fucking move. You either launch yourself into the fray and hopefully into unsuspecting players, or you have to wait for them to come to you. Beyond that, it's like you've said. The Brass Beast is pretty good, but it's also challenging to use effectively. What new weapon would you love to add in TF2 if you had the ability to? Maybe give the stats or an illustration of it. Gonna be frank, I'm not that creative of a guy, so please forgive me for the simple suggestion, but I would love to see another viable primary weapon for the medic. The Blutsauger is terrible, and the stock syringe gun pales in comparison to the Crusader's crossbow or the Overdose. I think a hit scan primary might be pretty cool on medic, voice crack. I think a hit scan primary weapon would be pretty cool on the medic. Like a pistol, just something simple but different, instead of another gimmicky weapon with unreasonably complicated stats, or sticking to the current strategy of mindlessly lobbing crossbow bolts or syringes across the map and praying that they land on someone. How much can you bench, squat, and deadlift? Personally, I don't lift much, but I do run a lot. I run a 10K just about every day, and I do some calisthenics every other day. Push-ups, sit-ups, things that use your own body weight. Here's a list of the exercises that I usually do and the reps I perform. My height isn't really good for lifting because I can hurt my back pretty easily, so I usually just stick to cardio. Do you think there will be an update in 2021? With the latest Scream Fortress and Smismis, and the fact that Left 4 Dead had a community update, I think it's possible. Congrats for the 50K from Argentina, thank you. I don't like giving false hope or removing it from where it doesn't need to be removed, but I'm going to be honest. Do I want an update in 2021? Absolutely. Have we seen any evidence that would suggest that we are going to receive an update in 2021? No. Nothing beyond the usual seasonal content updates that we would otherwise normally expect. Anything you are seeing right now about a new update is just the same speculative, nothing of substance bullshit that floats around until it's replaced by the next piece of speculative, nothing of substance bullshit. But being hopeful is good. I hope there will be a new update, and all we can do is keep playing the game and show Valve that we like TF2, and just wait to see what comes from them. Not a question, but I just want to say I really like your stuff, keep it up, and good luck on the degree. Thank you. If Asuka, best girl, amen, is demo in your profile picture, who is Ray? And what is your opinion on the Scottish Resistance? Ray would be the medic? Probably, no, not even that. It's hard to say. It's hard to relate such an unemotional character to 9 very vibrant personalities. Maybe, no, not even the Pyro, because the Pyro has more emotion over the Sniper or the Spy. Ray is more akin to a rock or tree decoration or the plywood cutout of the cow on 2/4 than any of the 9 classes, so we'll just go with that. The Scottish Resistance is pretty good if you aren't using it like a stock sticky bomb launcher. The lack of fast damage output is the only major downside to it because you can't easily combo pipes and sticky bombs together, which is the most powerful thing a demo man can do. The Scottish Resistance has overall slower damage, but it has really good territory control over stock. It shines while playing defensively and is not that effective while playing offensively. I would say that the slowness of the Scottish Resistance makes it more of a true secondary weapon for the demo man rather than just being another primary weapon, like the stock sticky bomb launcher. I really need to play with it more before I can give a more well-rounded opinion. I'll let you know what I find.
What are your thoughts on the commentary community? What is your favorite unusual effect? Do you have any kind of beef with any YouTuber?
I'm not sure what is meant by commentary community, so I'm just gonna skip over that one, so I don't sound like an idiot trying to talk about something I don't understand. Is it people who do live commentaries, or talk over recorded gameplay, or professional games? Someone please tell me, because I have no idea. My favorite unusual effect is burning flames. A close second is probably sunbeams. But I don't really use unusuals that much in game anymore because they just make me a bigger target. Nothing says, "Hey, shoot me," louder than a giant animated effect surrounding your head. I also don't want certain hats or cosmetics ever being associated with my online presence because that would ensure that I couldn't use those items ever again. I like my items, I spent money on them, so I want to be able to use them. And no, I don't have any beef with other YouTubers because I only buy my beef from my local butcher shop. I don't know the quality of the product that YouTubers are selling, the fat content, the type of cow or cuts used. I don't trust YouTubers for my beef, only my butcher. I don't know if you've answered this before, but what got you into collecting weapon skins and war paints? I've always been a collector of sorts. Before video game items, I mostly collected Lego. As soon as skins were released for TF2, I just thought, man, these look really cool, so I just started collecting them. And that's about it, really. Just why? Why still play TF2 when there are upon millions of other games to feature on this channel? Also, are you really Jesus? Simply put, TF2 is fun, and I like making videos about it. I've always been a one-game kind of guy, and TF2 is just something nice and simple that I can play whenever I get done with work. If I pick up another game, or want to make a video about something else, then I will probably do that. That doesn't get much more simple than that. Also, no, I'm not really Jesus. I'm not holy enough. Probably not anyway. What's your favorite kind of pizza, and why is it margarita? I think I'll just keep reading the questions now. Margarita is good, but my favorite pizza has cheese, obviously, sausage, onions, and jalapenos or banana pepper, some kind of a spice element to it. I like a good variety of toppings, but not like a clusterfuck of stuff to where I can't really tell that I'm eating a pizza anymore. But I pretty much eat any. You present me with pizza, whatever's on it, I'll probably eat it. What's your favorite dessert? Carrot cake, hot carrot cake, cream cheese frosting, or just marshmallows out of a bag. What are your thoughts on Waluigi's pinball theme? Do you have a favorite movie, and how often do you get compared to Napoleon Dynamite? Oh god, my favorite movie is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Always will be. I love westerns, and Clint Eastwood is one of my favorite actors. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is a good, simple story that is heavily built up around the personalities of three very different men. I highly recommend that you watch it. And I can't say that I've ever been compared to Napoleon Dynamite, so that makes you the first. God, idiot! Ah yeah, here we go. Why do you like anime so much? I never really understood why so many people like it, and I would like to hear your personal take on it. Okay, so when I want to watch something to relax, I just watch anime. I can just zone out and immerse myself into a world that has nothing to do with the stressors of real life. And I can just have a good time watching, you know, cute girls doing cute things, or watch magic-powered ghost swordsmen duking it out over who gets to control most of the ghost territory in the ghost world. Yeah, not a lot of Western cartoons have enough separation from reality in order for me to enjoy them, since most of them largely play off of superficially digestible themes or humor that is meant to strike with as broad of an audience as possible. Like Rick and Morty, I really couldn't stomach more than an episode of that. Do you still think that Rumi Usagiyama is the perfect waifu? Absolutely. You cannot go wrong with Mirko. You got brown, you got fit, you got tomboy, you got assertive attitude, shit-eating grin. What more does a man need? What is your favorite Bionicle character, set, and part of the story? Don't get me started on Bionicle. Oh god. My favorite Bionicle set is Axon. This was the first Titan set that had a fully posable body from head to knees, shoulders, elbows, ankles, neck, everything that looked badass at the same time. He looks amazing, had amazing playability and posability, and he takes a front and center spot on my shelves. My favorite Bionicle character is Rudaka. God, I love her personality. And she has no place as a children's toy character. A strong female character, sure, that's great, but with an incredibly sensual, dominant, and stern disposition that was also a borderline sexy dominatrix robot. Excuse me? What is this doing here? Just look at the toy. She had boobs and high heels and like a whip. What the fuck? And don't even get me started on the movie she was depicted in. That movie, that character, the voice did things to me as a growing boy. Irreversible things.
Touch it.
No, 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 no.
Be reasonable, Vakama.
You don't understand.
I know a great deal
You don't know what you're doing here.
about you.
As for my favorite part of the story, the entire year of 2006 was insane. It was intense, epic, battle-driven story from start to finish with so many good toys to go along with it. I still get huge nostalgia trips from the commercials from that year. God, I miss those days. What was your proudest and hardest video that you had to make? Okay, I'm gonna do this in one take. I'm not gonna re-record this 6 times, so bear with any stutters or stammers because I'm not gonna take the time to record. It's a long response, bear with me. I would say that my Gaspasser video was the hardest one to make, but the one I am the proudest of. It took about 3 months to finish from start to finish. 3 months to finish from start to finish, fucking God. The easiest part was the editing, aside from the introduction based on Metroid Prime 2 and some other visuals. The hardest part was collecting the goddamn footage. I wanted every clip in that video to show the Gaspasser in action, and by action I mean players getting set on fire or dying because of it. For every clip you saw in that video, it probably took me about 1 or 2 hours of playing to actually get it, at minimum, because I wanted the clips to, show it in action, but, be good enough to put in a video to properly demonstrate just how bad the item is. Most of the time, playing the game, like I said, was just waiting for the Gaspasser to recharge, either by literally waiting or waiting for reflect opportunities to build damage that way, or suiciding into the enemy team over and over again with my flamethrower. I really don't think I can ever properly convey just how agonizing it was to get that footage. And that was mostly done on community servers without random crits enabled. I can't even begin to imagine how hard it would have been if I opted to use casual for my footage instead. Christ. Then I had to sift through the mountain of clips to pull out the best of the best to put in a video. But none of them were good. There's nothing remotely interesting to watch about the Gaspasser in action, despite it doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's just horrifically mundane and boring. So out of the 300 or so clips, I narrowed it down to what you saw in the video. And it took about 5 long-ass evenings to sift through everything. I was motivated to do it because I knew I was going to have a lot of fun editing a video about how fucking bad the Gaspasser is. I was so insatiably eager to rip this weapon apart. But then I had to edit everything together, which I was excited about, really excited about, because that's the creative part of video making that I really enjoy. It's why I make videos. And all of that time spent playing, I was zoned out. I checked out. And I was thinking about ways I could edit the video to really show the Gaspasser's shittiness and the things I could do for a script. And I had everything fleshed out. Everything was good to go. I had even started on the editing and recorded my voice lines, and then I hit a huge fucking snag that just dragged everything out even more, because it required me to go back and revise entire sections of my script and re-record everything and re-edit sections and get more gameplay. Fucking God. Frustrating or infuriating are just not strong enough words to describe the entire experience. But overall, I think the video turned out great. It's probably my best video to date, production-wise, which I am very proud of. I'm not proud of it content-wise. There's so many things that I could have done better. There are so many things I could have done better in so many ways. But I was grinding on it for so long and dedicating too much time and too much energy towards it. I needed to cut it off at some point. And what you saw in the final video was where I cut it off. So there you go. Probably a much longer answer than anticipated. What is your perfect sandwich, and what is the best type of beer? I gotta say, my favorite sandwich is a good Reuben. Good sauerkraut, good purple onions, corned beef, Swiss cheese on it, or, provolone's good on it too. Thousand Island dressing, a little bit of mayonnaise, ooh. That's the shit. Fresh rye bread, I love a good Reuben. And the best type of beer is a good Mexican lager. I like lighter lager beers more than I do darker beers. I don't know how anyone can drink stouts or porters on a regular basis. To me, it's like I'm drinking syrup out of the bottle. Okay, bear with me. I'm getting tired going through all these voice lines, and everything now is one take, and you gotta deal with it. All right, so if it's bad, sorry. Who or what inspired me to get into YouTube? Any tips or advice that you could provide to others just starting out? I started making videos in 2012, and I was mostly inspired by other TF2 content creators at the time, like Germa and Star and Tag and the like. I saw how much fun they were having with their videos, and I wanted to do it too, because it just looked like fun. I was bored in college. So I started making poorly edited clip dumps and, montages and live commentary crap because it was the cool thing to do at the time. Nothing was a high production value piece by any means, but it was still fun to make. Then I took a break for a few years because I needed to focus on school, and I finished school, and then I started a new channel in 2017, 2018, I don't remember. And then I just made whatever I wanted to make since then. But I think the best piece of advice that I can give to people who want to start making YouTube videos is that a little bit of quality goes a long way. Clean editing, good quality gameplay that isn't, 12 frames per second, 480p, God, crisp audio, all of these things are really important things that make a video that much better. From the base platform of good visual and audio quality, then you can focus on making whatever you want to make and have fun. Do not make videos for fame, for attention, for money, because all you're going to do is focus on the numbers and shoot yourself in the foot, unless that's all you care about. If all you care about is the fucking money, then you already know what you gotta do. You already know what you gotta do. Do it because it's fun, and do it because you want to have fun. If you're having fun while you're making your videos, then I'm sure as shit that the quality will come through. I guarantee it. What are my thoughts on my fan base? Good or bad, too shitposty or what? Or do I just not know at all? I don't really know if I have a fan base, or if I know what it's like, or that if enough people like my content for me to say that I even have a fan base. I feel like it's a bit conceited for me to assume that I have a fan base just because people watch videos I make online. All I know is that people like my content, and that's about it. And all of the people inside of my Discord are cool, and I'd assume that about everyone else who watches my videos are cool too, so we'll just leave it at that. I'll be starting graduate school in the fall. Do you have any advice? Graduate school is very different than undergraduate school. It's more about honing your skill set as a professional by working on a research project and by attending more specific courses intended for your area of study, and less about the grades. I highly recommend talking with your advisor well before you arrive on campus to get to know them a bit, figure out what they're working on, and see where you can fit in to start working on something. And, of course, start diving into relevant literature for your interests. It's about broadening your scope while focusing on something specific at the same time. It's a little wonky, but when you start, it'll make more sense. And, most importantly, do not be afraid to ask questions or get help. Your academic advisor is there to facilitate your growth, and they should be your #1 resource as you move through your program. You should also tap into the knowledge of the rest of the faculty and staff within your department. Networking is essential and incredibly important, and the sooner you start, the more benefit it will give to you. In that same vein, what degree am I currently working on? Right now, I'm working on my PhD in geology, and so far so good. Any advice for shy people? My best piece of advice for shy people is the hair of the dog that bit you. Best way to overcome shyness is just to put yourself out there and talk with people. I used to be a nervous wreck in public, and I could hardly speak to anybody. But after I started attending conferences and giving public talks, and of course starting a YouTube channel and live streaming and doing things like that, I've interacted with so many people that it now just feels completely normal to speak with a random stranger. It's just trial by fire. Being shy or self-conscious is completely normal, but what is also normal is that most people do not give a shit about anyone other than themselves. Most strangers don't care how you sound, how you look, or what you do or like or don't like. They're all wrapped up in their own head and don't really think about you at all. The internet tends to amplify the opposite of this because everyone can speak freely about what they don't like and show their aggression for it, and you can get absorbed in the thoughts of others that aren't directly related to you. But in reality, no one gives a shit. Not enough to do anything about it. So once you have that perspective, things get a little bit easier. And as cliche as it sounds, what matters is your own opinion about yourself and the confidence that you have in yourself to do what you need to do, not what other people think. So just start talking with people. What is your top 10 music groups/artists and why? Or what is the most embarrassing regret you have and why was it during that field trip? Here are my top 10 music groups and artists. I mostly mostly listen to electronic, jazz, hip-hop, things like that. Things that are just, you know, not aggressive music. I listen to more heavy stuff when I work out, but nothing too off the wall. And, oh god, most embarrassing thing I've done was probably shit my pants in public after I had bad pizza and I had nowhere to go. That was a rough day. What are my thoughts on TF2 General? 80% of those threads are spent circle jerking about their innate hatred for black or transgender people. 10% consists of people complaining about Valve News Network, which I can't complain about because I'm usually on board with that. 5% consists of people rolling for weapon names, which usually end up being racist or offensive to the right people. And the final 5% consists of entertaining conversations that are actually pertinent to the game. If I even mention TF2G, they are either going to say hi or throw themselves into an autistic fit of rage. So, hi guys, as a fellow lover of abs, tell us more about Zess. Well, for those of you who are unaware, Zess is the name I have given my brand image for the channel. When I first started making YouTube videos, I just used a picture of Asuka from Evangelion as my icon and for social media and whatnot, and as I started getting more attention, I realized that I was using someone else's art as my image. And while I didn't want to stop using my favorite anime character as my icon, I figured it was a good a time as any to start using something more original. Initially, I went with Asuka dressed up as the Demo Man, and I went with that for a while. Then, eventually, I started applying my other preferences onto the character as I solidified a more consistent style for my videos. And now she's just what you see here. And yes, I have the axe in game. And you know what? She's here to stay. Sorry, I'm not gonna use something else from one of my icons. Yes, it's anime. Yes, it's OC. Oh, it's original character cringe. Oh, it's not Chungus. Ah! I'm not gonna use a TF2 loadout as my icon for social media, nor a poorly rendered digital sketch or outline of my actual face. I think what I've got is pretty unique, and I think I've made a cute character, so I'm gonna stick with her. Here's some more recent art of her. I think I have finally finalized how she is supposed to look. So there you go. That's who the icon is. Get ready, because I'm only doing one big cut for this one. I'm not doing retakes, because this is another meaty answer. I'm ending the Q&A with the general big question that a lot of people brought up that I'm sure no one cares about. What about variety content? I assume that variety content means videos that aren't related to TF2. Listen, I'm not opposed to the idea of making videos about topics unrelated to TF2. I only ever make videos about what I want to make. And as things are right now, I just want to make videos about TF2. TF2 is fun. It's my hobby after work, and I have a lot of fun making videos about it. And I have a lot of ideas for more videos. If I want to make a video about something else, then I'm going to do that. But I can't say when I'll do it or what it will be about. Through the lens of the viewer of TF2 content creators, I've more or less dug my own grave, so to speak, because I only make TF2 videos. If I were to make a video about something unrelated to TF2, I would undoubtedly experience the usual backlash that creators face when they try to do something different than what their audience expects. And fuck it, so what? If you don't like what I make, then don't watch it. It's clearly not for you. I don't know why you are here, either for TF2 or for me or for both or for another reason, but you, the viewer, are only going to watch whatever it is that you want to watch. And that's it. If you just so happen to like my videos, then that's awesome. I love you for it, and I'm glad that I could entertain you. If you support me by liking my videos, or subscribing to my channel, or sharing my videos, that's even more awesome. I really cannot thank you from the bottom of my heart enough. But let me make something perfectly clear. I don't make videos for you, or to appease a specific audience. I make videos for me. This is a selfish endeavor. I make videos as a hobby because I need a creative outlet in my life like this. A life that is otherwise only focused on hard science, which is my true passion in life. It's my job. It's what I love doing with myself. Views or not, TF2 or not, I'm going to keep making videos because my life needs this balance. You have to mix things in and out of your usual passion to keep yourself as a well-rounded person. But I wouldn't be honest if I didn't say that I was intimidated by making variety content, for several reasons. I would lose my audience. I would lose interactions with people online that I greatly enjoy. I would more than likely no longer be recognized as a quote, good unquote content creator, the whole fall from grace, as people like to put it for their clickbait drama videos. I just hit the box. I have my microphone inside of a box with padding, and my voice is getting hoarse, but I'm gonna finish this shit. But you know what? I would be sad. I would be stressed out, and I can't say what else that I would feel because these are things that are going to happen anyway, and I can't predict the future beyond that. This YouTube channel isn't forever. My content isn't forever. I'm probably at the peak of my quote game unquote right now. It's all downhill from here as other more popular content creators come in to take my place within the ever evolving YouTube scene. I will be irrelevant sooner rather than later. But you know what? I'm okay with that. I don't do this for a living. YouTube isn't my life, and I'm staying in the present, and I'm enjoying the great things that being a content creator brings me. The friends I've made, the additional money that I make, the fun I have, the people I meet. I don't dread the inevitability of fading away into obscurity or worrying about the things that have yet to pass, because I understand that it's part of the package. If you were to strip away everything that comes with being a content creator, the recognition, the friends, the attention, all of that, I'm still me. I'm not going to change. I'm still my own person. I'm not built up by fucking YouTube videos. I'm bigger than that at a personal level. And if making variety content accelerates that transition into the next chapter of my life that is beyond YouTube, whenever I decide to do it, then fuck it. So be it. That's just how it's gonna be. I'm gonna end it there. I really do want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for all of the support you give me. I never thought that so many people would like what I make, and yet here we are, 50,000 people. And that's a small arena, and seriously, thank you. I have more fun stuff coming, so stay tuned. And until then, check me out on Twitch or Twitter for random streams and other bullshit that I post when I get bored. Peace out, guys. I'll see you next time.
Now freeze.